Amy, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's a beautiful day in the Mount.
Yes, lovely, windy and rainy, we love it. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
No worries. It's been a long time since P3. You're
I
turning up.
know. Well,
You're imagining what's going to be.
I know. I think we must have spoken about it maybe 10 months ago or something, when it was first an idea and it was really exciting, and now we're here, which is crazy. It's like a 360 moment, which is really cool.
Still exciting, hopefully, for you.
Exciting! So for those watching and listening, we're filming in Mount Maunganui in New Zealand. A little bit of background on Sam. He's one of New Zealand's top middle distance runners, and he specialises in the 1,500 metres. And he has represented New Zealand on the world stage, including at 2 Olympic Games, which is super impressive. He's run some insanely fast times. I can't even comprehend basically how fast he can run, which is, just so impressive. And he was also one of the youngest people in New Zealand to run a sub 4 minute mile, which is crazy.
I was until Sammy took it.
Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah, it was good.
And he's been competing at an elite level for a number of years now. So we're going to get into all of that and all of his kind of achievements in terms of running and everything, but also just in terms of what I know of you and your reputation and your energy. Like, you just are a lovely guy. You give off like a very calm, grounded energy, a very, very balanced energy. And you always struck me as somebody that kind of recognizes the importance of finding that balance and living in it.
Yeah, that's nice.
You know, even as an elite athlete, which I feel like is such an interesting, polarity of, like, you seem so obviously so disciplined, so hardworking. In many ways, you live in that extreme because you're always training and always like really trying your hardest to be the best. But then you also exude this energy of being grounded and calm and in the moment. And you've always struck me as somebody that, is just able to hold those two tensions really well.
That's quite nice, because I feel like some people just go, "Holy, you're a bit much, mate." Like,
No,
because I'm so high energy all the time, and so it's nice to be, for people to see that it is a balance. Like, I was actually a Balance is Better ambassador for Sport NZ, which is a cool little project that Sport NZ have going.
Yeah.
And it literally is about like living in the balance, and especially for juniors and kids who are doing sport in New Zealand, not trying to specialize too early and like lock in, because I don't know, as a kid, that's my story at least. It's like I didn't start with a coach until I was 17 and running, which is like quite late.
Yeah, that is,
But I did like athletics when I was a kid, but it was always fun focused. And I think the fun focused thing is a really big part of, like, one, who I am, but two, why I've been so successful.
Yeah.
Because I think if you, especially for someone like me, like if I locked in when I was 17, I would have been like, nah, I don't like this.
Really? You reckon?
I went to an athletics day when I was 12 and I got DQ'd for standing on the line. Standing on the line when I'm 12 years old, like, because you're not allowed to cross out of your lane.
Yeah.
And it was in a 200, so fair enough. I was on the bend, apparently. I don't remember. I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
Right? and then after, so I won or came second or something. And after the race, and it happened again in the 800, I broke early apparently.
Yeah.
After the race, a marshal came up to me and like took my medals off me, and I was like,
no.
I'm like, dude, like a warning or like something would have been better. Like, and so I literally quit the sport for 5 years because I was like, nah, stuff it. If a sport doesn't have like the like kind of balanced understanding of like, hey, this is a kid, young kid, talented kid.
It's just like black and white, kind of like that was it.
Which is fair in terms of like a rules point of view, but I was also like, no, okay. So I just kind of got to develop my extracurriculars a little bit more for the next 5 years, which was nice before I got back into it.
Oh my gosh, that's hectic.
Yeah, not many people know that.
No, that's really, we've started off on a really interesting
I literally said stuff as athletics for like 5 years.
Wow.
I did like school stuff, but no club stuff for literally 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, how was it? Was that just kind of out of like being upset or frustrated? Like, were people at the time trying to tell you like you need to try and get back into it because you're so naturally gifted, I guess?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was always good at cross country, and so I did that throughout the winter time. but it was nice because I don't know, I went to schools that never really put a massive focus on athletics.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel too much pressure, and mum and dad never put any pressure on me at all.
Oh, see, that's nice as well.
Yeah. And it actually helps like someone like me. I know different people, you know, like we were talking about before, can lock in to different levels.
Yeah.
And I'm someone who can lock in pretty well for a shorter period of time and like really make some huge sacrifices. But, you know, like in Boston over the last month, I went away, which was probably the hardest month of my life, to be honest. Went away from my 3-month-old baby for like a month and just like locked in.
Yeah.
And I was injured too, which just made it way worse.
Oh man.
But like
Is
that's
that your
okay
Achilles
because
still?
Achilles was, well, dude tripped me up. So anyway, I was pretty gutted about that.
Oh no.
But like I was in the shape of my life, and so there's a bunch of compounding things that made that month really hard. But because of who I am and kind of my late start into the sport, I think, and the lack of pressure, like I'm choosing to do that because I've had no pressure to. I'm not forced to do running.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit more forced to do running now that I'm a pro because you're like contractually obliged to do it. But
do you feel like that affects your love for it, or is it just something you just deal with now? The pressure.
Yeah, the pressure's part of it. You learn to, like when I was a kid, I used to vomit before races because I was so nervous.
So nervous.
And I'd put so much pressure on myself. Like I didn't really feel pressure from other people too much. I think there probably was, but was more of an expectation, more so than actual pressure that people put on me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, you can feel that. Like when I'm watching, you know, the running at the Olympics and you're just watching them all at the start. Oh, like,
everyone's
I feel sick watching it because you're just thinking like, what? And like, I would love to just delve into all of that today because it's like, what is going through your mind at that point? And like, obviously it is this idea of like, maybe in like a tennis game, you've got a longer, well, sometimes it's a really short game, but there's normally a longer duration of time where like, maybe if you weren't playing your best, you could bring it back. And we've all seen that happen.
Yeah.
But with like
3.5 minutes.
Yes. It's just like, you know, and then it's over in a blink.
Yeah.
So it's just that feeling. I feel sick, so I can't imagine what you feel.
Yeah, well, it's actually funny because I think I get more nervous watching people run than me running myself. Because when you're running, it's almost like, especially for the 1500, I think for the marathon or the 10K or something, longer distances, you have more time to think.
Yes.
But the 1500 is like almost instinctual. There's a couple thoughts that go through your brain, but most of the time you're just like, okay, I know what I need to do. Just do it.
Just do it.
And so I find that especially Melissa, my wife, gets way more nervous watching me than I think I do.
Sure.
And I'm like, I'm the one racing. You know, like, you just take a big breath and just do it. But the race day is like, oh man, we're screwed up people. Like you just love, like you literally spend the whole day, especially if it's an evening race, spend the whole day like pretty much prepping yourself to like go to the hospital, like to take yourself to the doctor and put your body on the line, like quite literally. Where like a race end of 2023, I finished and I vomited within 60 seconds of finishing.
Really?
I was just cooked. I was so cooked. But like, it's
just from that one kind of like,
from 4 minutes of running.
Yeah. Well,
less
sure.
than 4 minutes of running.
You're just going so fast. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And your body's like, this is stupid. What are we doing? Why do we do this to ourselves? And then afterwards, I love that. So there's a bit of like, I don't know, but mentally loose, like screws loose, probably.
Well, I think that's why a lot of people find sport and athletes so interesting because there's so much psychology that goes into it.
Yeah.
And there's so many like life lessons that you can then translate to just general kind of day-to-day living, which is like discipline, sacrifices, focus, like trying to live as your best self. Like it translates so well.
I think that's why employers will often look at athletes and go, yep, we'll take you on.
Yeah.
Especially post Olympics and things, because you don't even have to have a degree these days because you've kind of got a 4-year cycle of Olympics. It's kind of a 4-year degree.
Yeah.
And you're locked in for 4 years.
Yeah, true.
Fully dedicating your life to it. And so they see that and they go, there's good character traits there. We can teach you whatever we need to learn.
Yeah, for
Unless
sure.
you're dumb. But.
Yeah. But I've always found as well with the Olympics, like the 4-year cycles, like does that feel short to you at the time because you're like, oh, there's only 4 years before I need to, do you know? Like in terms of the span of time.
2026, I'm halfway through my 3rd Olympic cycle.
Yeah. It's just.
Well, I was 20, I guess 20 in 2021. And then 2024,
At the Tokyo and then Paris.
Tokyo, then Paris.
Yeah.
And then 2028,
Yeah.
it was like just around the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just
Which is kind of nuts, really, because I guess like when you would say to like anyone like, 4 years away, you'd be like, that's ages away. But I can imagine that you're probably breaking it all down into like the segments and the different qualifiers and stuff.
It's kind of 4 training, it is 4 little mini cycles inside the Olympic cycle. Because you've got like, for distance runners, you've got kind of post-season, which depending on when you finish the season is like August or September. And then you go into like a big strength block where you do just a ton of mileage and ton of training.
Okay.
And then it depends where you are in the world, but often you'll go for Kiwis or Aussies, you have like a summer season.
Yeah.
But if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you got a winter indoor season. Kind of like January, February, which is like a little mini block of racing, like quite compact. And then you got the outdoor Euro summer, which is great and so much fun. And I've been lucky enough to do that.
Yeah,
for
that
like
looks amazing.
every year, double summer.
Yeah,
which is so good.
So good.
But you know, like that whole season just loops pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, time's just flying.
Yeah, and then especially when you throw in things like injuries and other struggles that athletes have, you're like, oh, there's not enough time.
Yeah.
Like before the Olympics, I was injured. Like I couldn't walk 7 weeks before the Olympics. And that's why I was in P3 so much, trying to like recover and jump in the sauna and get all like the little micro benefits that I can possibly do.
True, actually, yeah. And that was before the Paris Olympics. Gosh, okay. Well, we're going to get into all of this today, which is so interesting. But I have a first question for you.
Okay.
To start off the combo properly. At this point in your life, what does success look like to you?
I think it looks like a lot of things. I definitely think that it's probably changed over the last couple of years, especially becoming a dad. And so when I was 18, it just like success was just like winning. Yeah. Just like full competitiveness. And then over the last year or so, I had a conversation with my mum the other day and I was like, Mum, how do I become more competitive, especially when Sam Ruth was getting really good? Yeah. And because he's like my 18-year-old self, just so competitive. And so I'm like, I got to find that version of success back again and get it back. And so anyway, I think having a kid has done that for me, which is kind of cool. But it also means that like right alongside the competitive kind of spirit is the like life success. And for me, that's just like helping out my wife when she can't sleep at night. You know, like last night, Malachi was awake from like 3 till 4 a.m. and I was just like bouncing him. I was like, dude, go to sleep. It's okay, buddy. So like that feels like success. Like when you get him to sleep and you're like, sweet, now Melissa can have 3 hours uninterrupted. And so it's just, I don't know, it's changed a little bit, but I think success is different in every area. So in running, it's just like being consistent and staying healthy, especially after having a couple of injuries. Success feels like just staying healthy. Yeah. Because I know that my goals, which is like most people would define as success, successful goals. Yes, yeah. They get ticked off because I focus on the other stuff and I get the other stuff right. Yeah. Whereas like in a personal thing, it's like, am I generous? Am I loving on people? Am I taking people out for coffee? Am I helping out family? Am I being a good dad? Am I doing all those sorts of things? And so that's at this stage in my life is where the fulfillment comes from and filling up my cup, which is quite nice. Yeah, that's such a nice answer. And it sounds like that all blends together and flows together really well for you. Like you're doing all of that from a place of like a full cup because you want to. It doesn't sound like you are feeling particular pressure to be like perfect in every way. It's just that you recognize that when you are filling up your cup in all these different areas, then it's just like overflowing. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Rather than just focusing on maybe like one thing or like feeling a type of maybe like external pressure to be an amazing dad, amazing husband, an amazing runner. Like, and then when you're not maybe in your eyes meeting that standard, you feel worse. Like it just sounds like it's all kind of coming from a place of like a full cup. Yeah, and I think it's just such a blessing actually to be able to just overflow when your cup is full. Like I've I've always made that decision in my career to be like, I want to choose life over success. You know, like I'm going to choose things that make me feel successful more so than what the world will classify as successful. Like, which is kind of cool because it's overflowed into me actually doing things the world calls successful.
Exactly.
Like I've been to 2 Olympics.
Better, yeah.
You know, like I'm like, sweet. But that wasn't because I was focusing, when I was 20, I probably was focusing on Tokyo.
Yeah.
But, you know, I chose to live in New Zealand because
Yeah.
I had the opportunity after I went to America for uni.
Yes.
For 2 years.
Washington. Right?
Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
For 2
that was,
years?
yeah, for 2 years.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a
That's
degree.
really cool.
I dropped out, but it was all right.
Oh,
it was
did
but
you?
there was a life decision because I focused on, you know, like how do I fill up my cup? And because like what Craig said is Happy Sam's Fast Sam.
Yeah, Craig, your previous coach.
CK,
Yeah, CK.
Shout out to CK. He was so great in identifying that with me and for me. And it's like, yeah, it's true. When my cup's full, I can actually perform better. And I think that's the thing that like probably you've experienced, like when your cup's full, changing from law to, you know, probably feeling drained by the end of it and going, I've got to change things up.
Yeah.
And to like coming to New Zealand, that's a big shift.
Yes, sure. It was always on my mind at the time as a lawyer. There was actually an amazing senior associate in the firm that I used to work in called Rebecca. And she was amazing at like boundary setting.
Yeah,
as a junior lawyer, it's hard because you just want to be the best help that you can and do the best and learn everything, whatever. But she was instrumental in teaching me, like, Amy, if you leave the office at like 7, even if you still got work to do, like if it's not totally urgent, you can do it tomorrow. You can go like have dinner, just rest, and then like come back at it the next day like fresh.
Yeah.
And
That's good advice. That's really good advice.
She was amazing.
Crazy.
And she embodied that as well.
Yeah, it's good.
Like I saw that. I used to work in a room with her.
Yeah.
And because she was so strict on her boundaries, like she was an incredible lawyer and she got so much more done than she would have done probably if she just was always kind of staying late and stuff.
Yeah, like a workaholic is probably not as functionally good as someone who's like got the capacity to work really hard when they're there.
Because then she would come in the next day and be like fresh. And obviously sometimes that wasn't possible. Like you would be working on a case really late and that has to happen.
Yeah.
But that was always on my mind. Like, how can I try and do that? Like, and not just give myself totally over to this job. But it was something that I never really cracked. I was just always like, nah, I'll just stay till 10, you know. But
it's easy to get sucked into that though, eh?
So easy. Well, the easier thing I think is to do, for example, what I was doing. The harder thing was really to do what Rebecca was doing.
Yeah.
Because you have to be very...
And you have to say no. Saying no is actually hard.
Saying no.
Especially for people like probably you and me who are like quite people pleasers.
Yes.
And like high achievers. And, you know, like I like kind of a yes man. Like
for sure. Because it's the easier thing to do a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And you also just like, oh no, I can fit that in. I can totally do it. And I'm like... And it's almost like a delusional, like, oh, no, I've got so much capacity. And then, like, a month later, you're like, oh, man, I really should have just, like, taken that rest day.
Yeah, it totally.
It bites you in the butt sometimes,
it does. And also, a huge realization recently that I had was, like, I would never schedule in time for myself. So with my diary, I would fill up all the time. And then, like, never have any time to just... Hard. So my flatmates here... Actually, last year, they were the ones that observed. They were like, you're never in this flat. You're always out. I never see you. Like, you're always doing something. And I was like, really? They're like, yeah. Whereas they actually are really good at, like, taking time, chilling out. So I think I love that you had that realization so early on. Because you do hear these stories, and, like, we see these videos now and stuff on social media. It's, like, people that reach, like, 70 years old, and they're like, damn, I wish I didn't, like...
They hit deep, eh?
Oh, yeah, so deep.
Yeah. That's what I love about Instagram. Sometimes you're like, okay, well, you can spend an hour scrolling, come across that. You're like, that's why I scrolled for an hour.
Yeah, sure, because it is gold.
Yeah.
It is gold. So, but it sounds like CK was quite instrumental in your life in terms of teaching you that.
Yeah, and encouraging me to do that too. Like, you know, when I was, he was really good at facilitating, like, the professionalism in my career. Like I went from a junior, he's coached me when I was 17, my first coach. And he took me from like this junior that was just like such a frother and a surfer and a skater and barely liked athletics. I did like athletics, but I just liked winning really. Like it wasn't even about the running. It was just about competition.
Really?
yeah, like I was just like you do things that you're talented at and you find easy a lot of the time. And then sometimes that, morphs into a pathway of career or just passion. But for me, it ended up being career. Like my goal was to go to the Olympics, never to be a professional runner. I never once thought that professional running was an option until I actually, Craig got me to the point of winning national cross country champs. And then the next day, a bunch of like 40-year-old men messaged me in my Facebook DMs. Oh. And I was like, what the heck? But they're like inviting me to America. I'm like, that's kind of weird. But it was American like scouts, like college coaches wanting to give me scholarships. And I'm like, oh, Craig, like, what's this about? Is this legit? And he's like, yeah. And so I'm like, so that was kind of the moment where I was like, oh, maybe this is like a career.
This could be something, yeah.
But he was really good at being like, in those early years of actually programming and like surfing. I'm like, what kind of running coach puts in like surfing or extracurriculars into your program? And I think that's actually one of his strengths is that he knows his athletes really well. And then he knows like what makes them tick.
That's so cool.
And it's so cool because I've been able to like be me. I can be Sam Tanner, not just Sam Tanner, the runner.
Yes.
My identity's not wrapped up in running.
Exactly.
And I think that way I've been able to like kind of cultivate the passion more and more and more.
Wow. Because you have so much space in that.
Yeah. And now I can lock in for way longer and it not feel like a burden.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh, I don't, it's flipping 35 knot easterly right now. I'd really like to be going kite surfing, but it's like, I'm actually not too phased that I'm not going kite surfing because I'm really enjoying running and running actually fills my cup more than it used to, which is kind of cool. And so now I can, go for a run and a coffee with a mate and then kind of feel fulfilled after doing that too.
Yeah, that's so cool. So obviously you had that experience when you were 12, which sounds traumatic.
It was so bad.
Stripping your medals off you.
I actually had a mate who, this was like probably the reason why I'm still in athletics. His name was Victor, and he got third. He got behind me, or second, whatever. But he was right one place behind me. He gave me his medal because he got upgraded, and so he came to my house afterwards, and he left his medals, which were my medals, left them at my house, and said, "These are yours," and gave them to me. And I was like,
"Shout out to Victor! We're gonna do all the shout outs. Oh my gosh,
yeah,
what?
Crazy, eh?" And so I was like, "That's
so...
the sort of human, eh? That you're just like." I don't know if his dad made him do it or that was him, but either way.
Either way. But that's obviously what I can see that you're doing now with Sam Ruth.
Yeah, you got it, like,
which is just beautiful. But well, that's the thing though. That's like the opposite of like a scarcity mindset. It's like there's room for us all to be nice to each other and lift each other up.
Yeah.
And it's like you can use that as inspiration rather than like, like I guess resentment or whatever.
Oh, it's so much more empowering though, right?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. That's really cool. So then in that 5 years, were you just like surfing, skating, in that 5 years off when you weren't running?
Yep.
Just kind of like, snowboarding.
I was doing the board sports.
Yeah.
But it's funny, sometimes like at least for me, the time off made me a way better athlete because I was functionally super strong. So I was especially in a sport like running where you're kind of the recipe to run fast is like range of movement, so stride length and stride rate, right? That's how you go fast.
Yeah.
And I was just strong, like through range, which is from surfing and kite surfing and skating. Right. Whereas like if you're just running, your hips get quite tight and you get quite complacent into just this one linear direction. Whereas like I was strong like laterally as well. And so I was like, I'm way more robust. I can handle way more mileage.
Yeah.
And so in the long run, it's actually been way better for my like health and like running ability because I can kind of go pretty hard. And I think, to be honest, I've never had a stress fracture, never even been close to having a stress fracture. I've run 100 miles a week. That's a lot of miles. 160K, 166 was my biggest week. And I've never had a bone thing, but I think it's because of surfing and skating. It's like freaking hitting the concrete.
Yeah.
It's just like your bones get tough pretty quickly.
True.
But it's funny, like I think those little tangents in life sometimes are like quite necessary. And if you like try hate on them or like try to avoid them and like just take it, man.
Nah, just take it and also see
if someone's giving you a sabbatical, take the sabbatical.
Yeah, sure. Oh my gosh, because I guess when you said that, like I took 5 years out and then started properly when I was 17, I was like, oh man, like my mind, I'm going to be honest, I'd go to like, oh wow, like I wonder if he feels like regret over that. But that's just so cool for you to be like, well, to know that that was actually beneficial.
Yeah, I was lucky to have people in my corner telling me like being a junior runner, being the best junior runner, like means nothing in the long run.
Okay.
Like being a senior level athlete and being like making it to the Olympics and making it to world champs, which I was pretty vocal about. Like that's one thing I'm very big on is being quite vocal on your goals. And so I'm probably a little bit too vocal on my goals sometimes, because sometimes I'll tell people like I want to achieve this and I don't achieve it, which feels fine for me, but people are like, oh, sorry. I'm like, dude, I don't care. That's what makes me so good. I'm so good at failure, like so good at it.
Right.
But
that's amazing, because I feel like that is something that a small minority of the population could have.
You have to be so good at sucking. Like just your day, like some days, and also a little bit of wisdom comes into that too. Like if you're having a rough day, you're having a rough day. Like just be average that day. Or call it quits and just be like, I'll come back tomorrow. It's a fail, but I'll do it again tomorrow and I'll do better.
Yeah.
And then like, obviously there's like the recovery aspect and the, all those different small elements that make the big picture. But yeah, it's been, that's good.
It sounds like you have a very strong sense of self though, to be able to, because I think that's where failure becomes really scary for people, is because it's like an identity threat, right? It's like, if I don't do this thing well, if I don't achieve this thing, or if I'm not exceptional, then I'm not enough,
Yeah.
So I guess that's where like sport's so interesting, because there's so much psychology, because when you kind of are making sure that you're not just putting your whole identity into your sport, then there is that kind of like, strength.
Yeah.
And like grip on other things.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, totally. And I think for me, like that comes down to faith for me, like my ability to kind of believe in something bigger than me and that I'm part of something bigger than just me is huge. And that's why you see like so many Christian athletes or athletes with faith like doing so well, is because it's like they actually don't wrap themselves up in their sport.
Yeah, that's...
And when they fail, they're like, that's part of the journey. Like it's like, it's actually, and that comes back to just like life elements too. Like I believe that, I'm not a perfect person. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to piss people off and say the wrong things and be a dick, but I'm like, I believe that there's a Jesus that died and I've got grace under that. And so that I can actually be Sam and be a lovely dude and a lovely mate and friend and husband and son, whatever else, and it not have an effect on my running. Like if I'm failing or whatever else, it's like, that's all good. I'm still Sam. I'm still a husband. I'm still, child of God, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
And I think for a lot of successful athletes, that's it doesn't necessarily have to be faith, but they need that thing to like be kind of a separator divider for them and their sport, because otherwise you just get way too wrapped up in it.
Have you seen that happen to people? Like, can you, and you're...
Totally.
Yeah.
And and I was talking to someone the other day and they're like, I've achieved so much, but I still feel empty. I like held up Malachi. I was like, this is what you need, brother.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, a baby will give you perspective. And a kind of a new appreciation for life too. But like, yeah, I've definitely seen other athletes be kind of consumed by this sport. And it's kind of sad, because I'm like, I want to tell them like, dude, there's more to life than just your sport and success.
Yeah.
And this was quite cool and something I'm proud of, but I didn't intend to be proud of it until afterwards. I said, as soon as Malachi was born, I said, Melissa, this is worth way more than 10 Olympic golds for me. Because I'm like, this is just, I'm like, this is creation. Like, this is such a miracle. Like, I'm just holding my son in my hands. And I'm like, this is the coolest freaking thing ever. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't even know what Olympic gold feels like. But I'm like, it doesn't matter, because the Olympic gold is so like worldly.
Yes. Yeah. And the
like,
external world. Like it's, yeah. I know what you mean.
Whereas like a kid is like, it's cool. It's the best.
That's so beautiful.
That's hard work though. Holy moly.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Like, I just have no idea. But yeah, I think it is about that just kind of like perspective shift. And it sounds like it's given you having Malachi has just like given you that whole new outlook on everything, which is, you know, you hear so many people say about having kids. But that's beautiful about your faith. That's kind of where I was going with that question. Was I have a lot of Christian friends, and I don't have faith myself, but I was actually raised Christian, and so I don't know, I have like so much respect for them, and I can really see that in the way that they go through life, and like their faith is just like, it's just so grounding for them, and it's like I can see that in you as well. It's like,
and it doesn't mean that you don't wrestle with things too. You know, like people wrestle. Like I wrestle with faith all the time. I'm like, far out. There's some things, especially, I think that shows a healthy level of like
a healthy relationship with it.
Yeah, because you're like, man, I don't know about this, and then I don't know. It brings out questions and things, and it makes you, I don't know. It takes away from the focus on like life success. You're like, you know, what are we doing this for?
Yeah.
You know, and it makes good community, and brings people together. We go to Te Kāinga Church down the road, and it's like, it's such a community. There's like guys who've, you know, had some pretty crazy testimony, like pretty crazy experiences in life.
Really?
And they're just lovely people, you know, they're just like, the church just seems to bring everyone together. And that's why I've started like Run Pub, like my run club down.
Still not made it to Run Pub.
Oh, come on, you got to come.
We spoke about that last year as well. Is it every Thursday? It's still on.
Every Thursday, yeah. Winter time now.
Just a little break in the fourth wall here, Sam. Can you still call it your Run Pub if it's...
If I'm not going.
Oh, true! You're going to be away.
Yeah, I'm still claiming it. But Sarah,
shame.
there's a couple of people who've reached out and said, do you want me to take over? I was like, yeah, probably. But
Run Pub.
But you know, for me, Run Pub has been kind of not necessarily me giving back to the community, but I'm like, look, I started it by me going, I actually want to share my passion for running with others, and for them, it doesn't have to be a fast time trial 5K, which it actually was last week. It was an Easter special last week at Daylight Savings. They went hard, which was so good. But I was so gutted I missed it. And then the next day I went and stole the KOM off them on Strava. I fully dogged the boys there, but it was good. But anyway, like for me, it was about just starting. You know, I have community in so many areas of my life. I've got it in church. I went to school here, so I've got heaps of mates from school. Yeah. I'm a muso, so I've got a bunch of music buddies. Through sports and other things.
Yeah.
Other schools too. I'm really tight with a bunch of Tauranga boys, even though I went to BFM College.
Yeah.
And so it's just kind of feels like, and family, all my family are here, so it's really easy for me to have community.
Yes.
But it's really often overlooked, I think, with how important community is for people, because they don't have, like, a lot of people don't have community.
No, I know.
And so it was, one of the guys came up to me and says like, mate, Run Pub, I've found better friends here in the last like a couple of months or whatever than I have in my whole life.
Yes.
I'm like, man, I'm so thankful that I can facilitate that and provide a space for you to, you know, meet people and like-minded people who have similar goals and things, because that's kind of what it's about, like spending time with people that just want to be better. It's so much better than being around people who just like suck you down and kill your vibe.
I know, and it's such a shame for those people that are living in that energy, and like, you know, but I think something about the Mount, I don't know, I just feel like it's just, it's so easy to have community here, which is such a blessing.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And like, I always speak to my flatmates, Annie and Tess, about that. We're always just like, isn't this cool? Like, we're living in this little beach town, and there's so many clubs, and like, everyone's so close to each other, versus like, I did love London for all of its benefits, but
it's almost too big.
It's too big. Yeah. I would have to, like, just to go for a coffee with someone, you're looking at like an hour there. Because like, if I'm living in Greenwich and they're living Finsbury Park, that's an hour on the train.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And like, sometimes you'd meet in the middle, sure. But it's just like, even to just go for that coffee, and like, you're always really busy, and like, London's amazing. I'm not going to shit all over it. But I just think like, coming here and then like being in a small knit kind of community, it's just like, it's kind of everywhere. If you're willing and open to want to
put a little bit of effort in, and you'll find people.
Like,
and there's a bunch of different people here too, you know, like I love the Mount. It's gonna be hard to leave. That's why I'm a little not nervous to go to Melbourne, but But yeah, it's going to be a big move because it's different, right?
It will be super different. But I feel like you could find friends.
I think I'm going to start a run pub in Melbourne.
Oh, you should. Oh,
But
you
like,
definitely should.
low key, I'm not intending it for it to be a piss up, but sometimes it turns into that. And you're like,
Yeah.
well, I'm just going to be me and people can do them. But
Yeah. Oh, you definitely should.
yeah, it'd be cool.
That'd be
But
awesome.
also, there's a lot of run clubs in Aussie, so
Yeah. Yeah, true. But you could make it better.
but I'm Olympian.
I love that.
It's just,
Damn right.
it actually means nothing, though. It's just like,
What do you mean?
well, I just like you're just really good at something, and there happens to be a massive sporting organization that turn it into something special.
Well, true, Sam. But I think what we were speaking about before we started recording was like there's so much. It exemplifies so much about somebody's character and
Yeah,
their
that's
goals,
true.
and they're like it's kind of what it represents, really. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's also the kind of like the juice that I want to explore in all these different conversations is like there is so much validity and merit in the external world and the external things. Like they're not inherently bad. Like it's not, yes, sure, some people can get lost in, I guess, like always striving for that one thing. So like I always think of this analogy of like Matt Damon, I'm sure it was Matt Damon winning like an Oscar for Good Will Hunting, one of my favorite films. And he wins the Oscar at like mid-20s. And somebody asked him like what he thought about it. And he was like, well, it's cool, but like I just felt relief because I knew at such a young age that it wasn't going to be the thing that solved everything for me.
That's
Whereas
cool,
like so many actors will like strive for the Oscar and then it's all about that, you know? And, it was
And then
just
once you get it,
exactly, once you get it,
what's next?
you're like, oh. And then that's the whole thing about the bar always moving because you could do that your entire life too, right?
Yeah.
And
like
so
my goal's always been Olympic medal, but what happens when I get an Olympic medal? You're like, what if it's gold? You're like, what do you get? 2 golds? I don't know. What's next?
Yeah, it's
You got
just
something outside of it, eh?
it's an infinite bar that keeps moving. But I think it is tricky to, I guess, like do what you're doing and like just sit and just actually just be like, okay, like how do I not just totally consume myself in this one thing?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, like it is.
It's actually living parallel though, because you have to actually be consumed by it, in a way.
yeah,
But you almost have to
I
be
know.
2 people.
Yeah.
Because like what I find is that like a lot of my friends like love me and we love hanging out with them and stuff, but I don't know if they quite understand the level of like commitment that it takes, because they kind of see me and I go, oh, you train like what 20 hours a week, and I'm like, on paper it's 20 hours, but the reality is
It's everything
I don't have a
else.
weekend, I don't have a day off, I don't get a day off on Christmas, you know, like
You're always
you work out on a Tuesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, whatever it is, and there's like no room for changing. But it's only 20 hours a week, so it's actually easy. But it's trying to live 2 lives in parallel, same person, but like you have to be so locked in, always thinking about running, literally always thinking about running. Like when am I eating? When am I feeding? But you got to not let it consume you.
That's
Which is
how
so
do you do
hard.
that?
No, I know. I'm like,
Yeah.
did I have enough protein post run and post workout this morning? Probably not. Was a coffee and a banana and protein like a granola bowl enough? Maybe. Like like I could be thinking about all of that in the back of my mind all the time. But then you got to be like, no.
Does that energize you though, or like how do you? What's your relationship with that?
That's a good question. But of both depends on what else I've got in my life at the moment, like or at the point of time that I'm thinking about it. Because if I'm like overwhelmed with stuff to do, it's like, oh man, I have to get this run done, but the run becomes a burden because I'm like stressed out that I've got 10 other jobs to do, whether it's like house jobs or renos or
Right,
like
okay.
family obligations or whatever else. And you're like, I've got so much stuff to do. And all of a sudden, like the really good runner would probably prioritize running and say stuff yet everything else. But you actually have to be both. Like you have to say, no, I have to do my training because that should be first.
Yeah.
But like, and it's actually the same like marriage. Running's like a third person kind of, because you have to be thinking about it all the time.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have to like
yeah.
run every day.
Yeah.
And there's like,
Even when you don't want to.
yeah, I'm like, Melissa was a teacher and she'd go, what you do is you're only working 20 hours a week, but I still don't know if I'd want to, because she sees how hard I lock in and have to do that. But she's like, I still don't know if I'd what you do instead of what I do, because teaching's hard.
Teaching's hard.
Super hard.
Really
especially
hard.
the intermediate.
I've heard so much about
and
that.
And it depends on the teacher, but a lot of teachers just love people and they just pour their heart and soul into
know.
it, and they work way too hard. You
Well,
know, like we were
like,
talking about
yes.
before, like they've just got no boundary.
Sense of boundary. They take on so much responsibility.
Yeah, and then they just like cook themselves.
Yes.
And I'm like, she's like, I still don't know if I'd do what you do. I'm like, that's actually saying something, because
Wow.
the amount of commitment, it's actually just a lot of thought space. But I think that's a strength that a lot of really good athletes have, is that they have the ability to be thinking about it, but not at the forefront of their mind. So they've got
So it's always running in the
ability to like
background.
talk and interact with people in a like present way. And,
Yeah.
But you do notice some athletes, you talk to them and they're like, you're not talking to me. You're like, you're somewhere else.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. You're like, you're not here. You're just,
Interesting.
yeah, that's really funny. You're like, it's not very often, but you're like, hello. Like,
Wow. But that's almost, I can relate to that. I used to be like that with work.
yeah, it's
for
easier
sure.
to get there.
Carrying around my two phones, just like always thinking about it, but I couldn't really compartmentalize as easily, but like,
That's actually
yeah.
the way to say it. Like, actually,
Compartmentalise,
a,
yeah.
a good athlete is really good at compartmentalizing the things they've got on in their life.
mm,
But that's why what I've really struggled with actually is New Zealand, home for me, fun, family, all those other things, church. But it's really easy to like get distracted and do all the family fun church things. Whereas like camps, I could have made the decision when I left uni to go to America.
Yeah.
And that's like, you're locked in all the time because
Right.
there's zero distractions.
right,
And everyone there
Okay, yeah,
all
true.
the time is 100% locked in.
Okay.
And
yeah.
that would be hard for some people. And I think it'd be quite hard for me, to be honest. And that's why I love the balance of being home.
Yeah. Would they ever have like fun? What would
know.
that look like? You know, like
What-
the
yeah,
people
what
that are
does fun
100%
look
locked
like?
in. Well, exactly. I guess that's where my mind is going with that. Is like, I wonder if that's just fun for them, because actually
Yeah.
for some people that is.
But
Like
it
their
is.
idea of fun is just 100% locking in and that's just it.
Yeah, which is sweet.
You know? But like for other people, it wouldn't be. So I guess like, I don't know. It's an interesting one. I guess one of my questions for you is going to be like, how do you feel when you can tell that you're maybe tipping the balance a bit too?
Stressed out.
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
it, do you have like a strong intuition with that in terms of like, oh, I've not seen my friends enough. I've not done enough surfing, or I've not done this thing that I like. Like, how do you know when your balance is maybe off a little bit?
Yeah, I'm probably I just put too much on my plate, and then I don't know. Melissa keeps hassling me because I've got such a high capacity for like people, and I'm like just want to see people all the time, and I'm like totally like an like not an overachiever. What's the like? I have this like false sense of time, and I'm like, yeah.
So do I.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll do it, and I'm like, no, you don't have time to do that, and that, and that, and that, and that. But I'm like, no, I'll get it done.
And do you get it done?
No, not always.
Okay.
But like most of the time, probably, and I might be a little late, you know, like, but I'm like, yeah, I'll make sure it's done. But how do I know when it tips? Is it actually just ebbs and flows a little bit. Like
Yeah.
you have to be okay with that, because I think you know, sometimes I have like 3 weeks that I don't have much else on in my life, and I can be a really, really good athlete.
Right.
And sometimes those 3 weeks are amazing training weeks, and sometimes they're like really average training weeks, but I was a really good athlete and I can lock in for those 3 weeks. Not even trying to lock in, just because I've prioritized time right and whatever else. And then something comes along, and you know, a couple of birthdays are up and you're like, oh, now a couple late nights, or you know, maybe get sick or something, and you're like, oh, now I'm struggling to get 9 hours or 10 hours of sleep, and then
Yeah.
you're trying to do all that, and then you just have to roll with it, because
Yeah.
if you stress about it, it's way worse.
It is. And then it's like the knock-on effect, I guess.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's where the kind of sacrifice comes from in your life, I guess, because it's like the birthdays and the things, and like just the normal things that
Yeah.
a lot of people would do without thinking about it. You're having to think like, oh, but that'll mean that then my sleep, and then my training tomorrow, and then my thing, you know?
And that's hard with like when you're in a social situation and you're like, oh man, I really like,
Yeah.
I should be leaving, but I don't really want to because it might be rude, or you know,
Or just I'm really
anything like
enjoying
that.
myself and I want to stay. You
Yeah,
know?
you're like, oh man, that was actually hard when I was like 17, 18. But when I say that, like I'm kind of unique in the sense that I'm like, I don't really actually care.
Really?
Like, I don't really care I do care what other people think, but I never let what other people think like get in the way of my own morals or values or something. So if I never went to parties. I'm like, when I was 17 or 18, I'm like, I want to go surfing in the morning, and there's a party on Friday night. I'm like, I'm not going to freaking party.
Because you prioritize
I'm like,
surfing.
I'd rather go surfing and have fun, and so I'm like, I don't care that people think I'm a weird music nerd because I wasn't really a runner at that point.
Right. What instrument do you play?
I play the bass.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, predominantly the bass, but yeah, it's
Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's I think that's the kind of like secret sauce almost. It's like the idea of like, I would love to be able to go to the party and surf in the morning, but I can't do both. So what am I going to pick, you know?
But I think what the cool thing is about like maybe social media or at least this kind of like fitness movement at the moment is that everybody's low key like choosing health.
Yeah.
And I'm like, finally, guys flipping catching up. Like, they're going for the run, the 5K run or whatever. And they're going to, run clubs and, whether it's F45 or High Rocks or whatever, it's actually like cool to like, it's cool to be on Strava.
I know. Oh yeah, it's so cool. It's like the new thing.
I know. I'm like, yo, you guys are like finally caught up 5 years later. But all of a sudden now running has gone from like this dumb little nerdy sport to like actually cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Like,
I started it.
Yeah, I'm like, I've been grinding for 5 years. Like, now I'm just 5 years ahead of you suckers.
I know. Oh, I do love a party though, Sam. I do.
Yeah, but that's good. Like, it's actually.
But yeah, I'm trying to find the balance a bit more now.
Yeah, but you can do both.
Yeah, you can. You
just can't be. Well, you can actually. You can be stupid as and just be way too much of a party holic.
Yes, and then
but then you feel like crap, right? So it's actually. I think I don't know. Your body tells you what's going on in your life a lot of the time.
It does.
Like eat crap, feel terrible.
Yep.
Eat good, feel good.
Yeah. Yeah. Literally.
Exercise, feel good.
Yeah.
Like
it kind of is.
Hormones are huge, eh?
Hormones.
Yeah.
Yes. Massively.
Huge. And especially even in guys, like I know everybody's like, oh yeah, girls' hormones up and down. But I'm like, yeah, but like a healthy girl knows her hormones anyway. Like,
yeah.
And a healthy guy, most of the time probably doesn't.
Yeah.
But they probably just know they feel
I know,
good.
true. It's not there's not as much conversation in, well, maybe there is in sport, but I guess.
Not really though. Still, probably more like energy availability.
Right. Okay.
Because I think a big thing in sport is like mostly women, but dudes as well, getting stress fractures and things are like when this is definitely the in between. It's like people don't see this, but it happens, and it's when people aren't healthy because they're actually just not eating enough. Especially in sports like running, where you're trying to be
really
thin, like super skinny.
Right.
Skinny is fast.
Right.
But like too skinny is broken.
Oh, wow.
And you get this thing called REDS, relative energy deficiency syndrome.
Really?
And you can get fragile bones and like hormones get all whack and it sucks. Like I've never been there, but like you've seen so many
a lot of athletes get that.
struggle.
Really?
Yeah.
Because they're not eating enough.
Yeah, not enough food, not enough energy. They're just depleting their body of all its nutrients and stuff, just trying to suck them dry just to stay skinny. And sometimes it's funny because it does the reverse and they're like, your body's like, what the heck? And then you hold weight or whatever else. And
yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
No, all of that is so important. So let's take it back. So you go to Washington for uni, 2 years, then you drop out.
Yeah, well, I didn't exactly. I did drop out, but I went to the Olympics.
You went to
yeah.
yeah.
I almost upgraded.
Yeah. So that was the Tokyo Olympics, and that
Tokyo
was
Olympics.
that happened in 2021, right?
Yeah.
But it was the 2020 Olympics. Okay. And how was that? I'm so interested in that experience. Like, how did it feel? I know you kind of mentioned like.
That was so good.
Yeah.
The Olympics was actually something, and I didn't remember this until my mate texted me after I'd been. But it was something that I dreamed of.
Yes.
From when I was 12 years old, and I must have been watching like London or something, and going, man, I want to go there one day. Watching Nick Willis or someone race, and I don't even know if I wanted to go for running, but I just wanted to go to the Olympics. And then my buddy texts me after the Olympics and goes, "Bro, you did it." And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "You went to, remember you said this?" I'm like, "I don't remember that, but that's awesome that you remember that I said that because it means like I actually set a goal, and the power of goal setting is just crazy. But I set a goal when I was 12 years old, and like the determination, like I'm probably one of the most determined people you'll meet. Like
For sure.
I can push my mind and body pretty hard, which is a lot of athletes have to have that. But yeah, it was crossing the finish line. I remember running down the home straight, and I was running terribly. I remember running down the home straight
were you,
at the Olympics.
yeah.
I was not hurt. I was just
No.
a little bit overweight. I went to America, and in 3 months I put on 10 kilos just from American food. It just hit me like a bus. And I was just like, oh, this is not good. And every time I went back, I just keep putting on weight. And I was like, dang it. And when you're like trying to stay within a kilo, you're like, it's actually pretty fine margins. But I remember running down the home straight, crossing the finish line, and then looking up and being like, just in awe of like, it's Tokyo Olympics, like on 2020 Tokyo Olympics on this massive LED banner up in the humongous 80,000 seat stadium or whatever it is. And I'm like, oh, my dream has just come true. Like, that's a crazy feeling.
What does that feel like?
I don't know, but whatever, it's hard to describe, but I definitely encourage people to dream more. Like, that's one thing that I am like probably really good at, is just setting like stupidly big goals.
Yeah.
But it's hard because a big goal often comes with like big failures and you know, sometimes you don't achieve it.
Sure.
But man, when you do, it's just like,
it's like makes me feel like,
yeah, you're just like, this is surreal. Like
do you visualize? I suppose that's tied in, but like, for example, when you had that, you obviously said to your friend when you were 12, I want to go, and you thought that to yourself. I guess like, I'm thinking of Arnold Schwarzenegger right now, because he does that, like in terms of everything he achieved. His documentary is amazing, and it's all about how like he visualized all of it, and
really?
it all came,
Wow.
and it all
I
came
should watch
true.
that.
Yeah, it's an incredible documentary,
Okay.
and so that's his like, that's what he'll always say is his like superpower. So like when he was young, he had like pictures up on the wall of like becoming the world's best bodybuilder, and like pictures up on the wall of like all these things that he wanted to do, and he achieved all of it.
Yeah, wow.
But it's about really visualizing yourself in that position, like in that
moment.
In that moment.
I'm doing more of it now. But I probably visualized the next step, but I didn't visualize the final step, because sometimes I think that visualizing the final step is like almost a bit, it depends how many steps down the road you're talking, but like for me now, I can for sure visualize myself winning Olympic medals, Olympic golds. But like when I was 12, I wasn't doing that. Like I wasn't thinking, I'm like thinking probably visualizing myself running at the Olympics or competing at the Olympics, but it's hard to see like the specifics of that. But there's so much power in it, like you say. Like I know a lot of athletes who are very successful, and they definitely do that.
Really?
Especially with, I think, technical sports. Like running's pretty simple. Like you can be pretty dumb and run. Like whereas technical sports like pole vault or high jump or any of the throws are like so important, because you have to get every technical element perfect.
Right.
Whereas like running is kind of like second nature. Once you're good at it, you just kind of go and do it. Especially when you know you're fit, you just do it.
Right.
But yeah, like I'll go on a run every now and then, and I often don't listen to music, which is probably shocking to a lot of people.
I was going to ask you this. When you said that you ran, when you do like over how many miles, what's your most in a week? Like
166.
66.
Ks.
Ks. I was like,
100 miles.
I was thinking in the back of my mind, I was like, what's he listening to?
Yeah.
Podcasts.
Running with people.
Music. Like what? Like, you don't, is it just?
Sometimes. But I generally go, rule of thumb, if I'm solo and I'm running more than an hour, I'll listen to something, because you'd be like, okay, now I'm just bored. But if I'm running like 30 minutes, I just think.
Just
it's kind of nice, because you just, like for me, running, I think probably because I'm a little bit ADHD as well, but like not like new age ADHD, I'm like actually ADHD. It also gives me so much crap.
We've spoken about this,
because I'm like, anyway, I could rabbit hole pretty quickly about that.
Wait, what? Go into a slight rabbit hole there. What do you mean? Like you just always on to the next?
Yeah, or like I'll be at a cafe and a motorbike will come past and I'll be like, squirrel, like fully. Or like I'll be doing 100 jobs at once and then can never order any of the jobs in priority. I'm just like, no, this one is right in front of me. I'm doing this one right now, which is terrible. Like, but it's just because it's just popped up and I go, oh yeah, that'll do.
Yes, I can relate to that. But then interesting that on a bigger scale, I feel like you're able to prioritize really well.
Yeah.
And when it comes to like the whole party surfing thing, clearly you're able to be like, the priority is surfing.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just have like a short-term gain of like staying at the party, you know? So in that sense, I feel like you're really good at it.
Yeah. But I actually also don't know if I'm ADHD or if I'm like inherently ADHD, because my dad's pretty nuts. But it's good. And I love him. But it's like, you're like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You're hard to follow.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm like the mediator in his conversations. I'm like, no, he means this.
Go
like,
back. Yeah.
Like, this is what he was trying to say, but like loops back.
Yeah.
But yeah, where was I getting to with that?
I was like, what are we talking about? I don't know. I can't remember now either. Hold on. Olympics, priorities. I've lost it as well.
Anyway.
No.
Yeah,
Let's go back. Olympics, priorities. Before. Anyway,
I'm blanking. See,
I'm blanking too. I don't normally blank on that. Dreaming.
we could go back to that.
Having dreams. Yeah, I love that. Let's go back to that. I feel like that is like, I can see that as like a short video now.
It's actually so important.
Because a lot of people, I know, running and like not listening to anything and having being with your thoughts. That's also another thing I find really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to that.
Okay.
So the running, this is something I'm trying to do a lot more now. It's just like, my mum would always say this to me as well. She would always say like, Amy, you're never not doing anything. And I'd be like, what do you mean? She's like, you're always, even if I was like cooking, I'd be listening to something. If I was like, I guess like doing anything, there's always another piece of stimulation going on. And she would always say like, the example is like when you're in a coffee shop and you're just in the queue, right? Normally, if you look up, you'll see that nobody really is ever just like comfortable just standing there.
Yeah. That's a challenge. Sometimes I do that just to like make myself feel awkward.
So do I.
Yeah.
Well, I'll stand there now in queues and like, and in your head, you're like, I look so weird. Everyone's looking at me because I'm like not on my
realistically,
phone. But they're
like,
not.
No, it doesn't care. Nobody actually cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about what you do that much,
Nobody cares.
That's what I love about running, especially like the fame that I experience from running. It's like nobody cares that much. Like, I like New Zealand running scene, they know me, but nobody cares. Like some
people
juniors.
care.
Yeah, but not that much.
Mean.
Like they're not going to obsess.
I know what you mean, and I think that's really good, Sam, because I think the ego is a very powerful thing, and like it's helpful.
Yeah.
But when it takes over and when you get too engrossed in it, like it's I don't know, it can be a bit of a vicious thing.
And then you, I don't know, it's hard, you become like unrelatable because people are just like, I don't want to be around you.
Because you're stuck in your own world.
Yeah.
You know?
But narcissistic.
Yeah, well, it can be because people lose perspective.
Yeah.
I saw that a lot in London.
Yeah. I bet because it's such a big culture of like success, performance, like growth, go. Whereas that's what's great about the Mount. You know, it's like it's like success driven, but like nobody they care, but nobody cares too much.
That's kind of like New Zealand.
It's Friday, we're going surfing. You know, like
but again, that's that point about like that's not to say that there's no validity in doing the really cool thing and like actually like when you have like a big win, like being like, that was so cool and like relishing in it and reveling in it. Yeah. Like it's
you have to do that too because they come so few and far between.
You do. Yeah. And so it's not about, it's the extreme thing. It's not about just kind of like turning, I guess, like, with like, I guess being a lawyer and stuff, it was amazing. It was cool, but I did wrap my identity up in it a lot. But my sister called me out on this last year because she was like, you don't need to be like shy about that or be like, oh yeah, like I did this thing because I'm really proud of it and I'd got like a good degree and everything.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, and she's like,
and it's hard too. Like
it was
you
hard.
did a hard thing.
Yes.
Like a lot of people couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
So it's like she was just like, why don't you just speak about it more positively and embrace that and be like, I worked really hard for like 8 years on like something and you know, so okay, let's go back to the dreams thing.
Okay.
Because when you say you wish people would dream more, I guess maybe this is a hard question, but like, why do you think that a lot of people don't dream
Because
day
it's
to
scary.
day? Why is it scary, do you think?
Well, dreaming comes with setting goals, and I don't know. I think there's different types of dreams, right? You can have a dream that you're like, oh, I want to one day go live in Fiji for like a year or something. And you're like, that's a very achievable thing to do, but it also requires a bit of sacrifice and whatever else. But like, there's also dreams of things that you may or may not be able to do. And that's way scarier because you're setting yourself a goal that may never be achieved. Like my goal has always been Olympic medal, and I like see myself doing it. But the real reality is the 1500 is freaking hard.
Yeah.
Like for perspective,
Yes.
in 2023 or 2020, there was the 10th place in the world. The fastest time they ran was 3:33.2 or something.
Mm-hmm.
In 2025, last year,
Yeah.
50th place in the world was faster than 10th place in 2020.
Wow.
It's 50 guys crammed into. So you like think statistically, it's got so much harder to achieve that same thing. And so,
Is that just like a mix of like new?
technology and mindset?
Yes.
Everybody's training differently and all those sorts of things.
Because I was reading about the guy who broke the 4-minute mile back in, what was it, 1950s? Am I
early.
making that up? Yeah. And about
Roger
how,
Bannister,
yeah,
that guy.
yeah. And it was like 46 days after he did it, it was thought to be impossible. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
46 days later, someone else did it because
yeah.
it broke the
Yeah,
idea
totally.
of like, it is impossible. And now I know that I can do it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that was fascinating.
Well, it's totally, and that's exactly what happens with dreams, right? Like if people start seeing other people do it, they're like, oh, maybe I can dream that, or maybe I can do it. But it's actually scary to dream that big dream because somebody's got to do it.
yeah.
You know, somebody's got to dream. Like, you know, financial things are a lot of people focus on finances a lot of the time, right? And so like financial dreams are easy because it's a number and it's achievable, or it's like a pass or fail. But like as soon as you start setting dreams that aren't financial, you're like, what does that mean? There's so many more elements.
Yeah.
Not that there's not for finances, but like it's just the world's your oyster in that sense. Like,
It is.
you know, if you want to own 10 businesses, there's so much work behind that.
You know.
Or if you want to, you know, start a podcast that gets a million views on YouTube or a billion views on Spotify.
But this is inspiring me a lot right now, actually, as well, because I have like big dreams for the podcast and like other things as well. And the guys know this, and like we've spoken about it, but in many ways I'm catching myself on now in this phase because I can see it. I can see the vision, but there is like a kind of like a
Little
reluctance
roadblock.
there.
Yeah.
And I can
And
feel
you see
it.
barriers.
I can.
And it's hard to overcome those barriers mentally, but
Yeah.
it's actually not that hard. You just have to like
just-
think about which one, and then just got to think, okay, how can I get around this?
Yeah.
You know, who can I put in my team? Team's a big one. Networking's a big one. All these other things, you know, there's so many ways to help you achieve your goals. One of my favorite things is that I got told the other day, actually, which is awesome, and I'm going to start doing it, is like write your list of goals or dreams down and then like as a contract and sign it. And the power of signing it, I'm like, whoa, that's so good. Because the dude, I've got a mentor who's helping me kind of in the business side of the world at the moment, and he's just helping me change the way I think about athletes and business mindset kind of thing.
Cool.
It's really cool. And that's what he said. And I was like, whoa. And he's like, I did this and I achieved every one of my goals because it was written contract and I had to do it.
That's what Jim Carrey did.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
Nah.
Jim Carrey wrote himself, this is really cool. He wrote himself a check for, I might butcher this, but I think it was $10 million.
Oh, that's awesome.
When I'm going to get this wrong, but like years prior.
Yeah.
But it had to be, this is crazy, it had to be by a certain age.
Yeah.
He literally signed the check, whatever.
But you'll do it.
And he did it. He got a contract through for a movie. It was $10 million. And it was like just before his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I wish running with that much money.
I know.
It'd make life
Well,
a
you
lot
never
easier.
know.
Yeah.
Dream.
I know,
Yeah.
How can I make running have that much money, you know? But it's like, it's a way to encourage people to to set your goals and dreams and actually like do it.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy to think about it and then just not act on it.
I know.
And I do that all the time. Everybody does that and have dreams that you're like, oh, I'd like to do that, but probably not going to.
And I think this is the thing about social media now is like there's so much good content out there in terms of like inspirational talks and like you can now have like a window into somebody's life. You can see them on TikTok, see what they're doing day to day.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. There is just still this I think this gap in I guess people's knowledge of like, okay, but what does that look like for me and like how do I break that down? And also I guess maybe just like getting to the point where you accept that for yourself, if you know what I mean. Like I really want this for myself and I feel like I'm worthy enough to
accomplish it and do it and
to bring that abundance in, you know. And
that's visualization, right? Like you see it, it'll happen.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, just move on. Like I don't know. That's actually one thing I really struggle to empathize with people for, because people, I don't know, people who complain about them failing, stop complaining about failure. Like
make it work.
You're gonna fail. I've failed. I've lost way more races than I've won. And so it's like it's part of it, man. Like grow up.
Yeah. How long does it take you to bounce back?
48 hours.
Yeah. Is that what you give yourself?
I give myself 2 days.
Do you?
And take what I can from the learnings and like analyze the race or whatever it is. Be like, okay, you get 2 days of disappointment and then move on.
Yeah.
And then forget about it.
And then you forget about it.
Don't forget about the things you've learned, but like remove the rest of the crap feelings from your brain.
Suppose you can do that through running as well, probably.
Yeah. And that's what I was talking about before. It's like my ability to just go for a run with no music, 30 minutes, and you can just think and I don't know, it's something so powerful. Like people who do meditation probably experience this a lot. And there's something so powerful about just being with your thoughts. It's pretty scary sometimes. Like you're like, wow, that's interesting where your mind goes over 30 minutes. Sometimes I don't think about anything, but sometimes you can kind of process a lot with no distractions of your phone or anything.
Yeah.
And especially when you go like an hour with no music, you're like,
yeah.
You kind of start like.
Well, you can go into like your own rabbit holes.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Yeah, you can rabbit hole pretty quickly.
But I think it's also good, like the flow state, like doing things we're in the flow state. So like dancing is that for me. Like I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm just like in that moment doing it, you know? Yeah. So it's like, I guess also finding the thing that puts you in that flow state, you know?
Yeah. That's why I love talking about people about their passion. That didn't come up very well. But anyway, talking to people about their passion is like so cool because for me at least, because it lights their eyes up, like their eyes light up.
I know.
And I'm like, yes, finally.
So cool.
And my favorite thing is like talking to someone who's like a little bit dry and then you like find their passion and they're like, oh yeah. And you're like, oh, this is so good. Finally. You're like, I thought this person was boring, but nobody's boring. You just got to find their...
Nobody's boring. I firmly believe that.
Yeah. Some people are like less charismatic than others.
Sure,
you know, but like that doesn't matter. They're still going to light up when they start talking about the thing they love.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I firmly believe this. And it's also like the idea of, you know, just always try and be interested. You don't need to be an interesting person.
Nah.
You can find everyone interesting really if you ask the right questions. I guess on the passion point, it's so nice to hear you say that you love running more and more. It's not, right? It's not this thing that is
I feel so lucky that that's true.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know, a lot of jobs you do for, well, how long? I've been doing this, I guess since I was 17, 9 years. This year, 9 years-ish. And for a lot of jobs, 9 years deep, you're like, do you love it more and more every day? Probably not, like majority of people. But I'm like, this is awesome. And I'm more and more grateful for it too. Like I get to go run with my friends and have a coffee afterwards and like it's actually work. I'm like, I scratch my head going, how is that? How am I getting paid for this? Like, which is good because it gives you like a nice sense of perspective. I've been like, I actually am very thankful that they, you know, there's not that many runners in New Zealand who can say they get paid. There's probably like 2 like runners.
Really?
Maybe a few more than that, but like
New Zealand's quite different, right, for that in terms of other countries, like in terms of paying athletes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I could have made a lot more money if I lived in the US. But I'm like, it's not about the money. It's about lifestyle. I'm like, I want to get to the end of my career and like leave a legacy of influence and impact on people's lives and know that, I've had a lot of fun. And like, if I haven't enjoyed the process, but I've achieved a bunch, like it actually kind of sucks. Like, imagine if you get to 50 and you're like, man, I had the most successful career ever, but I hated it.
Oh, worst nightmare.
That would be terrible. I'm like, man, I'd rather say that I, took way too many like cheat days and like went out and had Maccas or went fishing or whatever the cheat day looks like. And been like, but it was the best 30 years of my career, of my life. Then get to 50 and be like, nah, that career sucked.
Yeah.
Or have regrets and want to do something different or wish you did other things. I'm like, nah, stuff that.
I know, and that's what we were speaking about before, about actually the irony of that is that you'll do better. Well, you in your case, like happy Sam's fast Sam.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if, say you did like in an alternate university in America and you were making tons of money and you were like locked in a different way, I do wonder.
Yeah, there'd be good things.
I do.
Right?
Well, I do know, but it's in the sense of like, would you even be better? I'm not sure.
Some people maybe, but not me.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you gotta acknowledge what everybody's different, and the things that make people tick, you don't ignore them, hey? Because I don't know. Like imagine if you stayed in law and you're like, this isn't really making me tick anymore.
Yeah.
You'd be like 10 years down the track, you're like, why didn't I just quit when I thought I wanted to? And then sometimes people get too deep.
I know, the sunk cost fallacy, yeah.
And you're like, ugh.
I think it's the whole thing of like, do what you find easy that other people find hard. That I just like, as soon as I heard that, and then also this thing of like, chase your talents, not your dreams.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've still not fully thought that through in terms of if I agree with it, but I do get the
because
sentiment.
there's people like who do their talent or their passion, and then they end up hating it because that's like becomes their job.
Yes.
But you're right.
So that's nuanced. But I think like, and like me and the guys have spoken about this before as well. It's like, there's nothing, honestly, one of my greatest joys in life is just doing what we're doing, like sitting down, finding out more about somebody, like getting inside their mind, like finding out their perspective. I just find it really interesting. Like in terms of like a flow state, this is when I'm in a flow state, which is really cool. So I love that. But then other people would hate.
They'd be like, so, what's the next question?
I always do so much prep.
Have you even looked at that?
No,
not really.
No. I do so much prep and then I don't. But it's nice to know that it's there. But and then it's like
having a bad day.
Okay. And then like Jack is incredible at what he does, and Hugo's amazing, and it's like I would not like to do what they're doing. So I think it's just about like really, really sitting with yourself and realizing what it is, like as you, like what do you do really well that other people would really struggle with, and then capitalizing on it.
And what aligns with your values too. Like I think people probably go into, I don't know if they actually go into jobs that don't align with their values very often, but I think it's really nice to know what your values are.
Yeah.
Like one of my biggest ones is actually betterment. And I'm like, why is that my value? Because in a lot of areas of my life, that's the one kind of angle that I look at, the one lens I look at things through. Like I'm like, I want to be better at this. I hate being average. I hate it.
Why?
And this is bad. It's something I need to work on. But I really get frustrated at people who just don't put in much effort. I'm like, because I'm total opposite. I'm like, if I want to do something, I just do it well.
Yes.
And I struggle to like relate
understand
to people
why you
who,
wouldn't.
like, just try harder.
Mm.
And for a long,
I think it's the whole thing of like in school. Did you have this where it was like people wouldn't study because they wouldn't want to know if they would actually fail if they had studied? It's that concept of like, well, if I did put 100% in and I still fail, then it's showing me the thing that I don't want to acknowledge. Maybe it's the same idea of like,
fear of failure.
It's just like if I don't try, then I won't ever know like what.
See, that was not me in school. I like didn't study and I got merits and I was like, this is sweet.
I love that.
But people would also hate people like me for that. I'm like, that's fair.
That's fair. You were that kid.
I'm also that kid like in sport, people just hated because like, I literally can't beat you.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, sorry.
But and also it's like about embracing that and being like, yeah, well, that's
Yeah,
true. Like, sorry.
Yeah, and actually going, I'm not going to stop trying because I'll make you feel bad.
Yeah.
Because that's like the New Zealand
No.
culture sometimes. It's like, you
The
know,
tall poppy.
you're like, actually, you're better than me at this, so I'm going to hate on you for it. You're like, that's backwards.
Yes, 100%, Sam. And I think it's like, yeah, really using that sense of like, I guess you could turn it into like competitiveness, but if you can just use it for inspiration, like I want to be like that good.
Yeah.
Like,
Is that the same sort of thing in Scotland? What's the culture like there, like relative to, in terms of tall poppy?
So I'd never actually heard the term tall poppy before I came here.
Really?
Nah.
Ah.
Nah.
Is it not I thought that was maybe it's just Kiwi.
No, I'd not. Maybe that's just me, but I hadn't. Maybe I had. I can't remember. But it was just like I didn't know it was such a thing in New Zealand, basically. And would I say it's the same in Scotland? Nah, I wouldn't actually. Didn't really come up in conversation too much of the time.
People encouraged each other for their success.
I would say so. I think maybe there was an element, to be honest, being from Glasgow, like Glasgow.
Com Games.
Yeah, I know. I
This
see.
year?
Yeah, oh yes, true. And the Birmingham
Last time,
Last time,
2022.
yeah. Yeah, I think especially in London there was an element of like a huge amount of competitiveness, obviously, but it wasn't. It was more like well, if they're that good, then I want to be that good.
Yeah, good.
It was more a
Yeah,
sense
yeah.
of like I'm gonna be, rather than like
It's
I'm
actually
gonna
the rat
stay
race.
here.
You're like competing with each other.
Yeah. And
that's
I'm
good.
going to bring you down. So I love that. And I think like it can be such an amazing source of fuel. So I guess like if we segue into Sam Ruth, like when I was doing my prep, obviously saw interviews that you've done, and I've seen the way that you've spoken about him, and I've seen comments about like how beautiful it is that it's like Sam squared and you're both like this kind of nice like duo now. But that's so interesting as well, because obviously you are both like elite
same-
athletes doing the same things in a really competitive space.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just kind of delve into that a little bit, and obviously just really hear what you feel about that, and if it does make you feel like, I don't know, frustrated sometimes or more inspired, like what?
I think both.
Yeah.
Like definitely a little bit threatened, but like in a good way, because he's such a nice kid. Like I think if he was not someone I'd want to be around, I think our relationship would be a lot different, and I wouldn't want to help him out. But he's so respectful, so humble, and such a nice training partner that, and for a 16-year-old showing so much maturity, like is so
Yeah.
refreshing.
Yeah.
And so that means I can both, I can hold both things at the same time, as one being like a true competitor to him and a mentor. So I want to kick his butt every single race.
Yeah.
But he also wants to do the same to me.
Yeah.
But then also, like in training, we get along and we
Yeah.
respect each other and we just do what we need to do.
Yes.
And that's kind of rare, I think, which is kind of why it's got a cool
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I see myself as someone who can mentor him, kind of show him the ropes a little bit, which I've been doing over the last year or so. But also someone he can, and he can follow in my footsteps, but also someone he can challenge and yeah, he can set his eyes on and be a friend and
Be
training
inspired
partner
by.
and be inspired by.
Yeah.
And also he's someone who wants to beat. Like I'm still got a fastest 1500 meters than him,
Yes.
so he's got that on his.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're pretty lucky in that sense. Like I think it would be a whole different game if he was not someone I'd want to hang around.
Yeah, I get that.
Which is really nice, because when he, in Boston, he broke the New Zealand mile record,
Yes.
which is
I
a
saw
record that I've been chasing for like 5 years. And I got injured in the race that he did it, and I was in probably shape to do it because I beat him the week before
Oh, did you?
and at nationals. And so I was just like, it's like that side of things is frustrating, because all I want to do is have my own personal success. But then you're almost like, I'm overshadowed by a 16-year-old. Like,
Oh.
it sucks. But it also, like I can hold that true and be happy for him at the same time.
Sure.
Because he's a nice kid,
Sure.
and I'm like, I want to be, and Ben and Jess have been such great parents to him because they've made him that. And like, he's just, he's cool. I enjoy hanging out with him.
Yeah,
a
I've
lot.
not met him, but he seems really nice and really cool.
Yeah.
And I think,
And he's psycho as, it's great.
what do you mean?
Like, he just trains so hard.
Does he?
You're like, and that's great for me because I'm like, man, I got to get more competitive.
Yeah.
Like, I got to beat this kid, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's been good for both of us.
Sure.
Especially this year. So he's just got so much better.
Well, I guess that's what you said that you were saying to Mel the other day, right? Which is like, I kind of need to be a bit more competitive.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is actually really interesting because it's that idea of the spectrum and the balance of
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, balance is really important, but actually I need to tip.
I gotta smoke you right
Yeah,
now.
like, right? And
yeah.
I just, I don't know, even hearing you talk about that, it's a really like nice energy. I can feel the genuineness of it. And it's, if more humans in the world kind of looked at things like that,
Yeah, like
and
lifting
kind of
each other up. Hey.
embrace that. And obviously we do see a lot of that, like the world is really full of good people, and like we do also need that element of like competitiveness like that. But I think, yeah, this outlook of like there's room for us all, and I want to help people where I can, and then also try to be the best that I can.
Yeah, just because someone else is having success doesn't mean you can't.
No.
You know, like I'm like, I can totally, we could go 1-2 at the Olympics.
Yeah.
I'm like, to be honest, he probably wants to be gold. I want to be gold. But if we went 1-2, I don't think either of us would be complaining.
Nah.
You know, like it doesn't matter who's in the lead. That's sick.
Yeah.
It's so good for New Zealand. That's so good for each other. That's so good for, you know, whoever our coaches are at the time. Like, awesome.
Yeah.
And so goals like that are sick because they, you know, just, it's hard to have camaraderie like that in a sport that's so competitive.
I know. That's why it's so,
But it's so
like
cool.
so cool, and it's so genuine. Like, you know, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. Can you talk to us about the Paris 2024 Olympics? Because I know that
Was
you had
hard.
an Achilles injury.
Yeah.
And I have read up on this a bit in terms of just, it must have been gutting for you.
Yeah.
And I think obviously a lot of athletes will relate to the struggle of getting injured, and just like you could train for so many years so hard for something and then it's just kind of taken out of your control. And I can imagine, I've never experienced that, but I can imagine the mental strain that goes with that could be really tough, because I've always thought as well, as like you then can't do the thing that you would normally do to process like a hard life event or like something difficult.
Oh, it's so hard.
You know?
Yeah, that was probably, it was such a hard couple of months. Like I probably got injured March, April. And then it lingered for so long until, when was the Olympics? Start of August. So July, I was probably running. And up until June, I was like running and then injured and then running and then injured. And we'd try to push it. And then but it was the first time I'd ever been injured. And so I'd never known how to deal with something that was actually bad pain, because most of the time I'm good with pain, right? Like you got to be. But I'd never experienced bad pain. I've always experienced like, tight calves because they're tired.
Right.
Or fatigue is different to like torn, you know?
Yeah.
And so when my Achilles had that flare up, I was just like, oh no, I can run through it. And then that was bad. So I had to learn that. So it was actually just a month of learnings, a month of struggle, because like you said, I couldn't do the one thing that I used to process. And that was tricky. And then I also had the pressure of like finances, because my contract was up at the end of the year. And so with Puma, I was like, oh man, if I don't run well here, I might not get re-signed. And then what happens? So there's all the compounding effects of like not being a good athlete. And that's actually probably the trickiest part about being an athlete. Like when you're not performing well, there's way more factors. Unless you've got a long contract that's locked in,
right,
you start thinking about those sorts of things. And that can be pretty bad spiral to go down, because you can start thinking, oh man, if I don't do this, then I, can't afford to pay my mortgage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's nice when, like in my position I'm in now, I've just signed a couple year deal with On. So it means that I can like relax and I can actually focus on the long game, and I can not have to push myself too hard to get back.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And so, I was doing hours and hours on the underwater treadmill out in Te Puna.
Underwater treadmill?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's like a pool, like with a current like
Oh.
that goes against you and a treadmill underwater.
Ah.
And I just like watch YouTube for like 2 hours of running
So
on this
what's
treadmill
good about
in bare
that when
feet.
you're injured?
Just like no impact.
No strain, right? Okay, yeah.
It's like the Achilles is not working that hard, but you're still puffing.
Ah, cool.
And that was like different, but also challenging because like one of the reasons why I love running is like I can clear my head and I'm outside. Whereas like running on a treadmill inside is like,
Right.
I don't understand why people do that. I was
I've
like,
never really
I'm like, dude,
understood.
go outside.
Yeah.
Especially, I've
and
seen
like when
people
you
do
can
it-
watch the simulations
Yeah.
of like going through the woods, I'm like, all right, okay, I know that that's not accessible for everyone, but it's
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
same
yeah.
idea of like, you could just run outside.
I'm like, if you're in the city and you've got a workout to do, I'm like, okay, I get it. Go do some hard efforts on the treadmill. That's fine. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's one thing I struggle with big time. I'm like, you're going for a run or a walk. Like, go walk around the block. Anyway, not hate on people who do that. But for me, that's the thing that I love is running outside and whatever else. And so I had amazing people in my corner, and I had a great physio and coach and everybody like helping me make good decisions. But at the end of the day, it was me figuring out what an injury looks like, how to rehab it, and not cook myself.
And this is all before the Olympics.
And this is all before the Olympics. And so the Olympics 2024, I thought was like almost prophetic, which is cool. This is actually a cool point. There's a Bible verse in Acts 2024, which is hilarious because it's literally Acts, the book of Acts, and it's 2024. And it says, however, I consider my life worth nothing to me. My only aim is to run the race and complete the task the Lord Jesus has given to me, the task of testifying to the good news of God's grace. But it talks about running the race, and it's 2024 in Acts, and I'm like, that's so crack up. And I was like
Wow.
thinking about the Olympics one day and going, oh, that's how it was my goal. And then I read that verse and I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So I'm thinking, and then my papa had like this dream, and when he was like doing some gardening one day, that I was going to have a medal and like had a medal around my neck. And so I was like,
Wow.
all of these like expectations. This is classic Sam Tanner too. Like I have this like full, like I'm almost living in denial of like, nah, this injury's got nothing on me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm totally.
Yeah.
I'm running for I ran for 6 weeks, like 6 weeks before the Olympics, 7 weeks before the Olympics. I couldn't walk, and then I ran for six weeks on the ground, and I got in crazy good shape. But I turned up to the
Right.
Olympics. Truly, this is so psychotic. Truly believing that I'm like, I can get a medal. I'm like, no, like looking
I
back, I'm like, there's no
know.
way. But the fact that I had all of those things accumulating to me going, no, I'm totally going to do this. I'm totally going to be able to
Yeah.
pull one out of the bag. But then I
That's
realized,
the kind of belief that we all need.
oh yeah, 100%. But so that was really, really tricky. But the cool thing upon reflection, and it's funny how in hindsight, you only realize how powerful these sorts of things are, was that I got to like be a friend and encourage and support so many other people on a similar journey that I was on throughout that time in a way that I could never do when I was healthy.
What do you mean?
Like when people are struggling, and you're not struggling, it's hard to relate,
Sure.
you know? And so there was other people who were struggling with different things, and I was like, man, this, in terms of like the Bible verse, it was like, this is the reason. Like I'm not actually made to run. Like running is like the metaphor. Like
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, oh, I love running, but that's really like
Yes.
that's not the finish line.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's about loving people and making sure that I can help people in need and be a good friend and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like pretty cool because it was after that I was like, oh, that's
Really.
that's what this, like when I crossed the line and I knew I didn't make it, I was like, huh, that's what this was about. Not just me being successful. I'm like, the medal is not even, it may be a medal, like that'd be cool. And I still have to choose to hope for that.
You do.
Because that's like the athlete mindset. But the medal is like, that's the being the friend. That's helping someone out. That's
Right.
doing all the other things that, you know, are going to actually make a difference in other people's lives.
Sure.
And so it was kind of cool. Like I feel like the whole journey of being injured was one more on like self growth rather than, you know, like from a physical point of view. Like I now know what good pain and bad pain is,
Yeah, sure.
which is good. But also I'm like, okay, I know how I can support people in a better way, mentally when they're struggling, and also as a friend athlete and all those other things.
Did you learn a lot more about yourself during that time then in terms of the different dimensions of yourself?
Yeah, and it really, really challenged me in like, I always said that my identity is not in running, but it's not until running's taken away from you that you're like, maybe it is. Like, especially when it consumes so much of your thoughts.
Uncomfortable.
And you like really have to like stand face to face with yourself in the mirror and be like, man, is this actually like, how much of this of my life does it rule? Like it rules a lot. It rules a lot of your life.
Sure.
And that's professional sport, but that's,
I know.
work for some people or
yeah. But then
alcohol
I think
or
that's,
something, like,
no, 100%. And I think that's where faith is just it's such a blessing in so many people's lives because it's like
they can go,
you have your faith.
yeah. They can step back and go, oh, it actually doesn't matter.
And it's just
I'm working for something bigger.
It's just that feeling of being held is like what my friends will describe to me, and knowing like even when things seem really bad and you're in a bad mental space, like that's always there.
Yeah,
Did you feel that at the time?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And like it was actually, I don't know how I did it. It was a full miracle that I could actually run because like literally 7 weeks before the Olympics, I couldn't walk. I was like, we went back downhill again and I was like, oh, what am I doing? I'm not even going to be able to compete. I got told that like I have to have like a proof of fitness from the New Zealand Olympic Committee. And I'm like, I'm not fit, like, but I will be, like, can you trust me? And so I was stressing about that, like not even being able to run.
Yeah.
But then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna pack my bag and I'm gonna have faith that when I go to I go to Andorra, which is where I had a pre-camp, with Hayden Wild and coach and things.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna turn up and I'm gonna do everything right and it's gonna be good and it's gonna work out. And then I literally ran, like, as soon as I got to Europe. Like when I left New Zealand, I was like walk running, like a minute on, minute off, 5 minutes on, 1 minute off kind of thing.
Yeah.
To like running twice a day, every day with no pain. I'm like,
that is like a miracle.
I'm like, what?
Literally.
I'm like, how does that even? Anyway, so it was kind of refreshing to be able to go, I can actually train hard, and that was put me in a good space mentally for the Olympics.
I think that is just that idea of just being totally. It's the idea of like, your cells are always listening to your thoughts and your body, and like your body's always reacting to like what your beliefs are and what you're thinking. And it's like happy thoughts like shine out of people. And it's like, it's hard to do that sometimes, but I think there's so much, I think science, I don't know anything about this, but I think like science is kind of proving that now as well. Like if you have that belief genuinely in yourself, like you did, like I do wonder if you started to really spiral and question it and didn't have that core belief, like would you have made it? Like
no
probably
way.
not.
No way. And that's actually challenging too, because everybody knows me as like the smiley dude who's like always stoking on life and frothing and stuff. And so I was like still trying to be that, and I was that because I'm an eternal optimist is what Melissa calls it. But like often to my own detriment, I'm like, no, we could do that. Like, no, we can't. So she's a good balance. But like I still have to be that guy. Not that I felt the pressure to be that guy. I kind of did, but I still wanted to be that guy for people around me. And actually one of the most powerful things of like, I can actually still be that guy because of faith or because of who I am and whatever else. I can still be that guy.
Yeah.
And people are like, how are you so content when you're like literally seems like your world's falling apart? I'm like, well, because it's not about the running. Like, got an awesome family back home. I'm paid to run. Yeah. Like just being grateful for like there's so many blessings that I have in my life. It's like I'm actually healthy. I'm injured, but I'm healthy.
Yeah, sure, exactly. Yeah, so true.
I can run. I can't run, but I can live. Like,
I can live. Yeah, I'm breathing and healthy in other ways.
I'm in Andorra. Like it was like a tiny wee little country in the Pyrenees Mountains. Like this is pretty sick.
I think that's just it's like sunshine like beaming out of you. It's so nice. Yeah. Have you always been like that?
Nah. Oh, yeah, probably. But I really struggled with anger when I was a kid. Like I was a psycho. Like I used to get into fights.
Did you?
Yeah, but not.
Or just like playful.
No, it was like fights. But but it was more like I had a short fuse. People would just like piss me off and I'd smack them. But it was mum was a big part of that. She came in and said like, all right, we're not going to be angry anymore. We're going to like draw a line in the sand. You're going to step over it. And I like literally did that. And then I don't know, that was probably the only part that I've dealt with that has not been the smiley Sammy like that people know me as. But it's good because I feel like I've channeled that into running.
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm just like,
You're just like,
beat
oh,
me.
cheers.
I can't lose.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
that's good.
That is really cool. I think as well, I don't know. I'm an optimist as well. I think the world seems, I don't know, it's has it always been like a dark place, kind of, I guess? Do we just know more of it now because of the news and social media? I don't know. But like, I think, yeah, it's easy now in today's day and age to tap into that energy of like everything's crumbling,
Yeah,
the
falling
world's
pieces.
full of evil people, like there's just badness everywhere. And like, I guess it's just easy to kind of then focus just on that and believe that is true rather than just focusing on like the good, the blessings, the light around you. And I think it's like the whole thing of like what you focus on just grows. And it seems like you choose to always focus on the good, even in the hard times.
Yeah. But that's, I don't know. That's maybe thanks to the parents. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to know in the whole like nature versus nurture, like where that comes from.
Yeah.
Or if it is faith, like it couldn't tell you. I can tell you. I think it's because of faith, because I have deep, like I know who I am.
Yes.
And I like whatever happens in the world, like I know I've got peace and I'm like full of joy, like the fruit of the spirit, you know, love, joy, peace. So I'm just like stoking all the time because I'm like, it doesn't actually matter what's going on. Like this, just I've got so much. This sounds so lame. I've got so much love to give.
No,
like,
but it doesn't. Yeah. Oh.
But like it's cool, and I see that in you too. It's like it's people who have a smile on their face all the time. It's just like stoking. On life. Oh, it's so refreshing.
Just love life.
But you know, like some people, you feel bad for people who struggle to be happy.
Yeah.
You know, because whether it's because they don't have community or because like life beats them up, because life definitely beats up some people more than others. Like I feel
100%.
pretty lucky.
We're very like privileged, sure, and I think that's the thing. It's like we're speaking from a place of privilege, extreme privilege. 100%.
Yeah, like I don't know if I'm in war right now, if I'm still the same guy.
I know.
I think I would be, but like I think I'd be a bit sad too.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it's also about recognizing like when you do have that love together and when you do have that positive energy, like it is like a gift. Like when you do feel that you're able to like be generous with it, because the world does need that. And so it's about, I guess, just doing what you do, which is like not feeling bad about it. Just being like privileged or not. The world is a better place when, you know, when I'm giving out positive energy rather than negative. Yeah. So it is what it is, you know?
Exactly. And you gotta share it.
You do. Yeah. You do.
Because somebody needs it, and I think that's the, you know, at the end of the day, if you keep it to yourself, then somebody else might be struggling, and especially in New Zealand, like there's some people's mental health's pretty bad sometimes.
I know.
And so
learning about this.
It's so important to just be like, mate, check in your mates. Like, especially if you're a frother like me, I got to remember to message
check
them
in.
and be
Sure.
like, dude, how you doing?
And just focus on that love, that high vibration, and like recognizing that life is really tricky for some people, and at times like you've gone through a hard phase. Like that sounds really difficult what you went through, even though in relative terms you're saying like I'm still healthy.
Yeah, I'm like,
but it's like,
but yeah,
everyone goes through that kind of different,
and it looks different for people, you know.
Yeah,
but yeah, just gotta do what you can.
You do.
Quite serious note.
I know. I'm like but so this next chapter of your life. So you are now not being coached by Craig Kirkwood, which is like a recent announcement that you've done. And you're moving to Melbourne.
Moving to Melbourne, yep.
And you're signed with On.
Signed with On.
So very exciting updates.
Yeah, yeah. There's it's been a pretty interesting couple months. Or start of the year, I guess. Interesting start of 2026.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of change. There's a lot of things to be excited for. A lot of things that I'm a little bit nervous about, like leaving leaving Mount Maunganui is one thing for me, but leaving with a family is like a whole nother thing because it's not just me. Like I know myself. I can lock in really well. Like that's just one thing I'm blessed to do. I can just, I could be in a dark place for a long time and still be fine.
Right.
Whereas like if I'm somewhere or if Melissa's somewhere that she doesn't enjoy, I'm like, I feel responsible for that because I'm kind of bringing her over.
Of course. Yeah.
And she's like willingly and lovingly decided to like come with me.
Yes.
And so she's been amazing like that.
Yeah.
But it's exciting. I think there's going to be, I don't know, it's how you choose to look at it, but I'm excited. I think there's going to be some cool, amazing training partners. I love the group over there, which is cool. And so people, you know, I think you can have a pretty average job, but if the people in the workpace are cool, it's going to be good.
like almost everything, yeah.
And so there's cool people over there, and I love that. So that's exciting. New baby.
New baby.
He's so
How
cool.
old is he now?
5.5 months.
5.5 months. He's beautiful.
He's so cute. He's almost, I'm like, how did you come from me? Like,
he's
so beautiful. Like,
but
he's
Mel
such a
is
cutie.
so beautiful.
She's so beautiful.
And like just radiates. I've actually never met her. Oh, maybe I have met. I can't remember. But anyway, I've seen pictures of her, and she's I think so. But she's stunning and just seems so nice. And like you as a family,
she helps me be bubbly too because she's just so loving.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as a family unit, that's kind of exciting moving to Melbourne. But yeah, definitely some big changes.
Yeah.
And there's some things that I'll miss. But I'm also going to be home like maybe 3 months a year. So I'll be home.
Oh, that's nice.
After the Europe season every year, so September, October.
Yep.
And then do a camp in November. Come back for Christmas. Do another camp in January in Melbourne. Mm-hmm. Probably January, February. Come home for nationals in March.
Yeah.
And then, a couple more camps before Europe.
Yep.
It's really just double summer, which I'm kind of just frothing
know.
on. There's actually not as much change as I thought, but it's great.
Yeah. True, because you've still got those kind of like structured kind of like milestones in
every
Europe.
Year anyway. So.
The Euro trip looks so good.
I know, Euro summer is just...
I miss it.
It's the best.
I know.
It is good.
I know.
But, you know, like, it's just so fortunate. And I think one decision that I've made as a husband / dad is just to be like, nah, you guys come with me.
Yeah.
I don't care if it costs me 40 grand.
Yeah.
Like, you come into Europe and I'll be broke. I don't care.
Oh.
Like, it's like way cooler.
Are they going with you this year?
Yeah, they're going to come. Yeah.
Oh,
and so it's like, it's just way better.
nice.
Like, I'm like, Melissa and I have done long distance for so many years, like 5 months apart, multiple years on end. And so it's just like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm not doing that with Malachi. I did a month in Boston and then plus I was injured. So like that was like so hard. And so I'm like, nah, no way. You guys are coming to Europe.
Nah, 100%.
Like I'm hoping that the euro to New Zealand dollar exchange rate's not as bad when I go there.
Oh yeah, it's not.
It's like, oh come on NZD.
I know, come on.
The Pacific peso.
I know. It's like me coming over here with my pounds. I was like,
yeah, booyah.
Everything's half price. So cheap.
Yeah.
You know? That's so cool. And your new coach is
Craig Mottram.
Mottram.
So Craig to Craig. Which at least one thing doesn't change.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Oh, but we were chatting, I think it was before we were recording about CK as well. And just like, yeah, you did that big post for him and just like thanked him so much for everything he's
it's just helped me so much. Like I definitely wouldn't be the athlete that I am right now without him.
Yeah.
And like athlete in person too, like he's just so grounded and yeah, he's a legend. Yeah. So I can't thank him enough really.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And we've still got a good relationship too, which is one of the things I really wanted. Like, because I don't know, when athletes and coaches separate, I think there can be a bit of animosity between them sometimes.
Yeah, you do see that.
And I'm like, nah, man, like I'm not leaving because I don't like you. I'm leaving because there's a financial opportunity with my family that is kind of a decision that I feel like I need to make. And so like sometimes you just look out for the family and
you do.
And that's what I've done. And he totally gets that, you know? And so he's like supports me in that. Hard for him because I'm like, dude, we worked so well together.
For so long.
And for so long. And Sammy Ruth is, you know, just coming up too. So it's like, he's not there. So it's like, gutted.
Yes.
But yeah, it's cool. And I'm excited for Mottram. Mottram's been great so far and very cautious I'm rehabbing my Achilles at the moment after the Boston trip. And he's been nice and understanding about kind of making things work with working in with some of Craig's Kirkwood's athletes and all that sort of stuff. So it's cool. And I'm
That is really
doing another trip in May. So I'll be away in May, which is
Oh yeah.
super exciting. Check out Melbourne a little bit.
Yeah.
Find a place where we want to live.
Yeah.
And then
And
go to
then
Europe.
just do the whole cycle
St.
again.
Moritz this year.
Oh,
Switzerland, which is cool.
Nice. Oh my gosh, so exciting, Sam.
Yeah, that's cool. It's gonna be a good year. Commonwealth Games. So the goal is faster than 6th.
When are they?
End of July.
Okay.
23rd to the 1st or 2nd of August.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And
It's
your
so
goal
cool.
is, what did you say there?
Better than 6th. Well, my goal is a medal. But yeah, it has to be better than 6th.
Oh, because you came
sixth
sixth
last
in
time.
Birmingham.
Yeah.
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 Surely.
Yeah, I think so. It's hard because the competition is like Commonwealth Games final for the 1500. Oh, for the mile this year actually. They've changed it. Is like an Olympic final.
Oh, really?
Like it's pretty much an Olympic final minus America. Which there's a couple of big hitters, but still. Like
yeah.
we have 2 of the last couple of world champs.
Yeah.
Josh Kerr, Scotland. Actually, Jake Whiteman, Scotland as well.
Yeah.
Scottish are going hard.
I
man.
know. Well, you know.
Doing things. Doing big
We
things.
try.
Yeah, you do well.
Yeah.
But it's cool. So that's the goal, and see how we can tick off the World Road Running Champs in October.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's so much going on.
Might go to Fiji.
Why not? Why not?
Holiday.
Yeah. Gosh, we don't
Everyone
never
needs a
get. Well,
holiday.
yeah. But that's the thing. A lot of people, I guess, would be like, "Oh, you know, Euro summer," like as if you were on a holiday. But actually, the reality is that
man.
it's you know, it's so different.
That's one, like, I could shine a light to that. For people who don't know what my Euro summer looks like, it's hotel rooms,
Yeah.
like recovery. I go outside for like
Hard
an hour at a
work.
time,
Yeah.
other than to get groceries and things. Maybe I go out for a coffee, but like you're kind of like locked inside air conditioning and you're trying to recover and sleep and do that sort of
Is
stuff.
that quite strict? Like you need to do it
Oh,
that
it's
way?
like self-strict, like
Yeah.
choosing to do that.
Okay.
But you're there for work.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
3 months of like hard work.
Yeah.
The rest of my year is pretty chill because it's just like you can train, you can do your thing, you go out for coffee,
Yeah.
see some people, run some errands, do some chores, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Europe is it's
Fully
racing
locked in
season.
the whole time. Yeah. Yeah.
You need to be on your game.
Yeah. Well, that'll be great. You'll have Mel and Malachi there.
Yeah. And that'll be so good too because I can be
Yeah.
on my game but having fun.
Yeah. Oh, so
Which is good.
nice. 2 questions left for you. One is obviously you've got the dream of winning a gold Olympic medal.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other dreams that you're thinking about or focusing on right now apart from that?
Well, my dream, other than outside of running, is actually to kind of help. Melissa's given up kind of the first part of her career, kind of like career life, work life, to kind of support me. So I'd love to make one of her dreams come true, whether that's like opening a Pilates studio or doing some sort of like nutrition business or
Cool.
she's really passionate about like women's health stuff and postpartum now, and so it's kind of cool. And so I think I can see myself doing supporting her in one of those things.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be so cool, especially to like, I know businesses are stressful and hard work on relationships, but I think it'd be kind of a fun journey to go on. And I'm doing a bit of entrepreneurial stuff at the moment, so it's gonna be see how
That's
that stuff
cool. Yeah, with your
rolls
new
out.
mentor as well.
Yeah, and see how that stuff rolls out, and hopefully it's successful, and we can kind of make
Yeah,
not just
start-
my dreams come true. Because that's actually one thing I love is like cultivating like to help solving problems, especially for other people who only see problems. I'm like, man,
Yeah,
around
come
that.
to me
Like,
with solutions.
I'm like, I know people. Like, let's get some stuff done. You know, like who do we want to put in
That's such a
contact?
good energy when you're tapped into that. Of
Yeah,
like,
I'm
how
like,
do we do this?
Yeah, how do we do it? Like, who do we need to call? Like, let's make this happen.
How do we make
like,
this
why do you
work?
see that as a barrier? No, that's not a barrier. Let's go.
No.
Let's call this person. Like, I know this person, and that's the good thing about running, and that I have to be very conscious and grateful for is that, man, the amount of people like I know, I'm like, I know some
Yeah.
high rollers, man.
Yeah.
And I'm like, not that they're gonna give you a bunch of money, but you're like, those are the people you want to talk to
Yeah.
because they think. I honestly think they just think better than other people.
Yeah, they're just
They're
open-minded.
not stuck in the loop.
No.
You know, they're not going to work 55 hours a week and like trying to grind just to make 50 grand or 80 grand. They're like, they're like, man, you're doing way too much work. And so I'm like, I want to help, like my mate Lockie, we might start a coaching business and start coaching people in the next couple of months or so.
Yeah.
And so that's a passion of mine
Yeah.
and something that we're trying to think about doing.
That's so cool.
And like actually helping people in their running journey or triathlon journey, whatever it is.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Sam, right? It's like once you start to like tap into that idea of like there are infinite possibilities.
Yeah.
It's basically just about believing in yourself and the mindset of like just making it happen.
Yeah, and just committing, taking like courage. You got to have courage, man.
You do.
Because it's actually scary. Like especially for a lot of people trying to start businesses, you've got to sacrifice some sort of steady income often.
Sure.
Unless you're young and you're living at home or something. But
Sure. My dance teacher, that was episode 6, I believe. She's incredible. Like we spoke about her setting up her own dance studio last January, and she, like honestly, just like bam, 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 just made it happen.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
no
so much respect for
overthinking.
that.
Oh my goodness, I
Yeah,
respect
it's
her so
amazing,
much.
eh?
Her episode was incredible because
Cool.
she was doing workshops. They were really good. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is really cool." And like within like 3 months, it was like, "Cool,
Booming.
both studios, like let's go." Like was renting out another studio. Then now leases out her own one. The classes are growing. Like she's brought on new people. We did a show in November.
Yeah, cool.
And like she's just been a huge source of inspiration. And like I've seen the way that she just like doesn't overthink it. It's just like idea, I want to do that. Cool.
Do it. If it fails, figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah.
Next time better.
Yeah, yeah. And so like in many ways, and this has been so cool with the podcast because
Yeah, I
obviously
love
we
it.
did speak about it.
I know we talked about it so long. I was like,
when
this is
you were
so
coming
cool.
into P3 and I was just like so buzzed about it. And it was like that energy with the guys that we had.
You're like, gotta
at the
encourage
start.
Amy. She's got to do it.
Yeah, it was so nice. And it was just this idea of like, we were all just like, right, we just need to start filming them. Because there was a world in which we did have meetings about it at the start, but there was a world in which we just stayed in the planning phase.
Mm.
It was like, it needs to be perfect. We need to do this before we start filming.
That's how I feel like in the coaching thing with me and Lockie right now.
Right.
I'm like, do I do it? Do I not? Do I do it? Probably should just do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
So we'll see.
So
yeah, it's so exciting.
Yeah.
Good work. This is sick.
No, it's cool. It's really cool. We'll see. I just need to, I'll do my learnings from the episode and I'll dream bigger. Okay, last question.
All right.
For somebody, I think we've been chatting for nearly like 2 hours now. So for anybody that's still tapped into the episode, who's listening to this and would love to, I guess, like achieve the kind of success, the holistic success, I guess, that you've achieved in your life, what would you say to them if they feel stuck? If they've listened to you talk about like success for me is obviously like being the best I can, focusing on betterment, being, like a great athlete, like this kind of idea of like the holistic, balanced, like my scales are balanced and I'm really aligned and everything's congruent. Like, what would your best advice be to that person?
Probably like figure out the things that you need to get rid of in your life, whether it's like jobs around the house that's stressing you out. So you don't, things that take up a lot of capacity in your brain, kind of like figure them out first. That are like probably sitting there that can be done really quickly, but they seem to stress you out. Like for me, at least that's really true.
Right.
So once I can get rid of that, then I've got way more capacity to think about what else I'm dreaming of or trying to achieve. And then figuring out the obstacles and thinking about it like stupidly logically and just be like, okay, how do I get around this? And then just having courage and going, okay, let's figure out what sacrifices I need to make and maybe like how I can make it work so that I'm not going to be broke or stressed out or, So for us, like when I was in Europe, not even when I was in Europe, but just we've had flatmates the last 4 years to help pay the mortgage. Yeah. And like as a married couple, that's kind of weird. Like it's in some people's eyes, but I'm like, you know what? It paid like half of our mortgage.
Yeah. I'm
like, that's a sacrifice that a lot of people aren't willing to make.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm willing to make it happen because now I can, afford things that I couldn't because I've chunked back the mortgage way quicker than you would have.
Yeah.
And so like sometimes you just got to bite the bullet, make the sacrifice happen, and it's uncomfortable for a short time, but it'll benefit you massively in the long run. But yeah, if you can do that sort of stuff and find a mentor that's going to encourage you or not even a mentor, just somebody and people around you that are going to encourage you towards those goals, not tell you like
you can't do
why you can't do it, because always going to be the reasons why you can't do it. But there's, pretty few people who are going to be like, no, you should do it.
Yeah.
So find those people and cling tight to them.
Yeah. And stay in that energy.
Yeah, that's my advice.
That's great advice.
Yeah, hopefully. It's hopefully advice that I take. But
it's great advice because it's like, like the saying no to things and the sacrifices. Like a lot of the time I think we can all focus too much about what we do want and all the gain and all the things that could come into our life rather than the things we need to let go or sacrifice to make that happen.
Yeah, yeah.
So I do actually love that. That's really helpful.
Oh, there you go.
I've benefited so much from this episode. Great. Thank you so much.
No,
I love that we did this. You're obviously a very busy person, but we made it work.
Busy.
Nah, well, you're moving soon. And we made
actually,
it work.
we have a lot of stuff to do.
You got a lot of stuff to do. And it's just really cool that we spoke about it and now we've made it happen.
It's
and
happened.
yeah, I think this was a really great conversation. I think a lot of people will take a lot of learnings from it.
Cool. Oh, I'm glad we can help facilitate some thinking.
Yeah.
For those watching, and thanks for having me, and congrats. This is sick.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Aw, thanks, Sam.